2.1, approval of bonds. No bonds, no action. 2.2, discussion and appropriate action approval to get permit to build a pad site off of FM 2688. I'll entertain a motion to table.
Motion to table.
Motion by Commissioner Urenda. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 2.3, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from County Extension Agent Ms. Alyssa Cruz for the month of September 2023.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I did include a couple of flyers after my report. So I do have the multi-county water screening happening this week on the 11th. I'll be taking samples from 8 to 9. And then Dimmit County, along with Frio, Kinney, Medina, Uvalde, and Zavala counties are hosting a soil testing campaign. We'll be collecting from the October 16th through November 2nd. I also included an Adulting 101 series that I'll be providing for the youth of Dimmit County, ages 13 and up. The first session will be First Aid Safety by Angie Safety Training. And then you'll also see a white-tailed deer management seminar that I'll be hosting along with Extension Wildlife Specialist and USDA Dusty Crow.
Any questions?
Got
Yes, sir.
on the pesticide control,
Oh, yes.
whose license are we using?
So that one, well, this will just be the training. So the ones who attend the training will have to go to Texas Department, TDA, and go take the exam over there. But it'll just be towards the individuals who are attending. So they need a certificate that they completed the training, and then they'll have to go out and take the exam with TDA.
Okay, because according to the gentleman there, he was telling us that we didn't have to take a test for the state. I think it was just that we had to be under somebody license. That's why I was wondering if there's somebody license that's gonna provide the license for, like if I send my man to get certified.
Well, this is just for the training.
Right.
So I'm not giving out like the certificate
I
of completion.
understand, but what, I'm asking if somebody's got a license, we can function under them. So we don't have to go and.
Correct. Is that the commercial?
Yes. No one has a license within the county for commercial pesticides. The pesticide, the herbicides and pesticides we've been using are over the counter
So
products.
you don't need a
So the only place that I know we've been using commercial pesticides is at the golf course, which we've been spraying under the consultant's license.
Okay.
So essentially, this course would allow the individuals that take the training to get licensed.
Yes. So
Correct.
they have to go to
But they'll have to
to take the exam.
Yes.
with
Correct.
TDA. Correct.
Correct.
Because they have to go through training prior to
Correct.
doing the test.
So I think what Commissioner Carmona is asking is that he was advised that, I guess because we're a governmental agency, that the men don't necessarily have to take the
Complete
training, that they would just need to be under someone's license to do it, which is what I think Commissioner Urenda's men are doing.
Yeah,
Yes.
But I think it's a good thing to have so that they can have their license.
Yeah. Because it also goes for private landowners who need restricted pesticide. They need to go through the
Through
training.
the training. And this is October the 25th?
Correct.
Okay.
One of the issues, or one of the concerns that was brought up was, be careful how you spray, because if you damage the other property,
Yes.
you're held liable for it.
Yes. Correct.
Also, I had a question in regards to Ms. Cruz, the soil testing. Is that for anyone, like the public in general?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The testing of soil. Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Odena, is there a second?
Second.
second by Commissioner Noguera. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
2.4, discussion and appropriate action, excuse me, from FCH agent Ms. Carissa Munoz for the month of September 2023.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners.
Morning.
So the top paper that I just gave you is the outreach summary for Dimmit County. It includes different programs that we have done here, whether it's physical activity programs, back to school health fair, or the car seat inspection event, and it shows the economic impact for our county and how much money these programs kind of did in savings for our county. The one at the top is the Walk Across Texas program, the walking challenge that we did in the month of May through June. May through June. And we only had 24 individuals complete that program, and that was at a $61,000 diabetes savings just through that program. So it kind of helped people get more physically active. It also, some people also said they lost weight, they kind of feel better. So it's a big impactful program that I'll be implementing again at the end of this month. And it also shows the car seat inspection on how many, we only did 21 car seat inspections, and that number will show on there. I can't remember it right now, but I believe it was significant.
Ms. Munoz, I have a question in regards to this early childhood educator conference. Is there a cost to attend this?
So the way we are working with Texas Workforce, our Middle Rio Grande, and they are going to be paying for the cost of any childhood educator here in Dimmit County. They'll be covering that cost.
And for any other citizen of Dimmit County that would like to attend just to get educated, is there a cost?
Yes.
And what's that cost?
It's $60.
$60.
And I think I need to double check, but right now it's open registration for daycare educators, childhood educators, and they'll be getting 6 CEUs because they have to adhere to minimum standards, have to have so many continuing education credits for the year. So this is kind of like our conference, so they can kind of catch up their hours. So that's one program that will be happening November 4th. We have the Dimmit County 4-H Food Show. That'll be October 22nd. And we would invite you to, if you'd like to be there, it starts at 2. And we'll be giving out awards and certificates at the end of that. The kids will be competing. We have 17 this year.
Also, in regards to the pumpkins, how are they looking?
I took pictures. I went out last week and they're already flowering, so that means they'll be starting to produce pumpkins. I don't know how big they'll be by a few weeks, but they're starting to grow.
Awesome. Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Odena. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you. Ms. Munoz. I do quickly want to put on the record that I am not a 49ers fan. I am a very devoted Cowboys fan. However, I did take a challenge with Commissioner Alonso Carmona, and just as the Cowboys lost yesterday, I lost as well. So I'm here proudly supporting his team today in Commissioner's Court. So 2.5, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Rodeo Arena Event Coordinator, Ms. Guadalupe Puente.
Good morning, Jen.
Morning.
Morning. questions on the reports?
Any questions?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Fuentes. Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
I was gonna let Lupita know, we
Yes.
were able to finish the concession stand.
Mhm.
Mr. Cruz has been working real hard on it, we remodeled it. We're still working on the restrooms.
Okay.
We should finish the boys' restroom hopefully by this week or next week. If not, I know the girls aren't done, so we're gonna leave them as they are. They need them, Ms. Varela called me, she said,
Yes.
"However, we need the restrooms for the soccer games." Today's their first soccer game.
Yes.
Mhm,
So
yes.
we'll work during the week and see how far we can get with them, but,
Okay.
So the girls' restroom is available?
the boys' restroom is done. The
Okay.
girls, we still need to work on it, but we're gonna open it
Oh, okay.
so they can be able to use
Be
it,
used.
not.
Yeah, I was out there yesterday for my grandson's practice and the field looks pretty good.
Thank you. I know there was comments about the stickers
Speed ups.
on the.
Yeah,
on the
but
ground.
it's kind of
There's
hard
nothing
to
we can do.
get rid
We tried,
of
we
those.
went with blankets to try and get rid of them. We've been watering.
Mhm.
One year we have stickers that are real bad. There's other years that we don't, so we're doing what we can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Likewise, we've done.
2.6, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Constable Precinct 2, Mr. Andres Arambula for the month of September 2023.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Gracias.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena, any discussion?
Mr. Arambula,
Yes, Judge. Yes,
you have
Commissioner.
one or two deputies under you,
I have
reserves.
2 reserves.
Can I get their names, please?
Mr. Rubio and Mr. Joey.
Rivera?
That is correct. The first name is Ronald for Rubio.
Mr. Rubio just started with you?
He's been for a while already, probably half a year maybe.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries.
Thank you.
2.7, thank you, Constable. 2.7, discussion and appropriate action, Constable Precinct 3, Mr. Roberto Banderas and Rudy Lopez for, for the month of September 2023.
Morning, Commissioner.
Morning. Is there any questions? Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. Any discussion?
Mr. Lopez couldn't make it today?
Yes, he's a cowboy.
Mr. Banderas, thank you for assisting us at Diamond H.
Yes, ma'am.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Constable. Discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Precinct 1, Mr. Alfred Castañeda for the month of September 2023.
Morning.
Good morning. Do you have any do we have any questions?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Constable.
Thank you.
2.9, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Constable Precinct 4, 5, and 7, Mr. Jose Galvan for the month of September.
Morning, George.
Morning.
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 Is there any questions?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, sir. Two point 10, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Victory Ambulance for the month of September 2023.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, everyone.
For that month, we had a total of 254 runs. We had 45 emergencies, 25 refusals, 50 transfers, 24 helipads, 9 discharges, 64 dialysis, 11 doctor's appointments, 18 wound cares, 8 MBAs, and no DOAs.
There's three reports.
It's because one of them says July, August,
Oh, okay.
and this one's for September.
I think they said.
They submitted the,
all three from
Yeah, they
the
said-
quarter to the quarter, yes. But you do have the one for.
we do have for September.
Thank you.
Are there any questions? Go ahead.
Providing HBO for free, since you're HBO.
Yes.
Free.
Wrong HBO. That's hyperbarics in the movie.
Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any other discussion?
Mr. Eric, how many 911 units are available?
We have the one for the county always, and then we do everything with the 3 that we have running available. Yeah. So they all alternate doing calls.
All 4 up and running?
So there's 4 in
We
total or
have
3?
4 ambulances total that we run. The fourth one is a backup one that we can staff if needed. Yes. Yeah. So it's broken down basically to 2 24-hour trucks and 1 12-hour truck, and then we can always staff the other one the second half, or the fourth one if needed.
You said there's one for the counties, that one's just
That one's-
specifically
that-
allocated for Dimmit County?
One will always be in the county specifically for now. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And we actually just brought 2 units from Houston yesterday that we just put in service last night. So
So you have 6?
we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 operating the 4, and then 5 with that. 6 with that one. Yeah, it'll be 6 with that one. 2, 3, 4. Yes. I got to.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries.
And
Thank you.
with with those new ones also, just we're gonna be replacing the older ones. So I mean, the other ones they still run, but we're gonna try and get them,
Get them out.
out. Yeah. Thank you.
2.11, discussion and appropriate action, approval of county airport quarterly report for July, August, and September. Morning.
Morning, Mr.
Morning,
Martinez.
sir.
Any questions? Yes, sir, go ahead.
Mr. Martinez, do you apply for any other type of grants besides the one you?
The ramp, no, not at the moment. Usually those are bigger projects. So right now it's just the ramp, and I had just gotten a letter. I just saw it this morning for the ramp. We haven't gotten it yet. They're behind on that. Usually we'll get ahead of it. But they increased it to 100,000. So it's a 90-10 thing. So they'll put 90%, we put 10%, of which comes out to 11,000 for any project around $100,000 that can be put into the airport.
The reason I'm asking you, because we went to a seminar, and I was talking to some people that deal with the county airport,
Yes,
and they said they had a lot of grants, especially
Yeah.
the ones to fix all the lights and the ones, the beacons that you were talking
Yeah.
about. they provide money for that.
Yeah, well, all that falls under the ramp, but we only had up to $20,000, and, but now they increased it to
So that's
100,000.
a different grant, they said.
Yeah.
Because I told them you applied for one, that was a big one.
Yeah.
They said, yeah, but there's more grants.
Yeah, there's other grants, but the county has to put quite a bit up front. And I know in the past, it wasn't available or couldn't afford it then, so.
Can we,
I'll have Ms. Ortiz
yeah,
get with Mr. Ortiz.
there's some more grants out there
Yeah.
that we don't have. to-
Yeah, a lot of
So,
times too, I know around April, they have a meeting in Austin. A lot of times they talk about these grants, but sometimes I can't go since I'm the only one that works there. I can't really get away sometimes.
What I'll do, Mr. Martinez, is that I'll have, set you up, get with Ms. Carla Ortiz, she's a grants coordinator for Dimmit County, and I'll have her also speak to Mr. Commissioner Juan Carmona, and perhaps maybe we can set up a meeting for you three to sit down and see what our avenues and our options are for better improving the airport.
Yeah, okay.
Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Martinez. 2.12, discussion appropriate action, monthly report from the Dimmit County Golf Course. Good morning, Ms. Hyman.
For the month of September, our gross was $16,641.51. I do not have expenditures. I know Ms. Valley had asked for it last time due to the outage system. Internet, yeah, I was unable to get that.
When did this start?
I believe my distinct understanding, Commissioners, when we were gone for the conference, that the PO system went down, so all week last week, we had no access to POs or Mr. Ortiz to be able to run his system, correct?
That's correct. But it's working.
And the internet, so the internet, from my understanding, is down at the golf course, so they're not able to do their sales and get revenues right now because their internet is done at the golf course.
Didn't we fix it?
Yes, right now we fixed it in the beginning, but right now we're waiting for a power beam. And I told her after this afternoon I could be by to install it with the power beam. But the POs is back up by barely this morning.
For the record, it wasn't our fault, it was something else that happened that we couldn't get internet and the phones going at the
Yes.
auditor's office. It wasn't our fault.
Yeah, the golf
We're
course
gonna
was
take care
always
of that
down.
pretty soon.
Yes, the golf course was up.
Make sure you get all the parts you need.
Okay.
Everything going.
Yes, sir.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
So
Motion by Commissioner Noguera, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any discussion?
And on your record, if you don't mind, I would like to see the ones that pay yearly. I know you got some fees that you got members, and then separate the ones that come in. Then
So you
separate.
want to see the corporate account. Those are the ones that pay yearly.
Right.
Okay.
See how many we have, and the people that come just for a weekend, and you can go those aside. Then you got fees all over the place, so. So just go ahead and put them all, the fees all together, and then the ones that are all the time there.
Okay, so some reports I am not able to run, but I can generate something for you for the corporate by itself, and I'll tell you when they're going to expire and so forth. Because I'm limited to the reports that I'm able to access.
What do you mean you can't get access to the other ones?
The reports that she generates is based, comes straight out of the system. The system, so every time somebody pays for something, it collects the information, that's how she generates the report. The corporate accounts are, they're paid one time and that's it, so you won't see it repeatedly on a report. That's what she's trying to say.
Right.
So I understand that, but she said there are other reports I can get.
Well, what you're asking for, like, the one for the corporate, I could make you one and tell you, what month they, started the corporate and, you know, when they paid. And it's once a year.
And we are fixing to make changes on that as well, on the
Correct.
corporate amount, because people are taking advantage of that price. And we have people that are calling the corporate group, and in fact, it's not really a corporate group, they're just getting together and putting money together, that way they don't have to pay all year. You see what I'm saying? They'll pay, what's 1,200 and, what is it?
The corporate is $1,500
1,500 for the
for
year.
the year.
So once they figure it out, they'll get 4 guys, 3, 4 guys together, they put up some money, and in the long run, of course, they save money, but it hurts the golf course. So we're gonna make some changes on that.
The person was asking Commissioner, she's got fees about 3 or 4 or 5 times. And I know those are the ones that come in later and pay, but those are the ones that we're talking about.
Yeah, well, the ones, we have the ones that are on a month-to-month. They did apply, and it depends if they paid on the 1st or the 15th. That's the way they pay monthly. And those are the ones that you're gonna see there, but of course, you're not.
He's asking about the golf fees, like it says fees, so he wants to clarify what that means.
And it's gonna be quite confusing because, for example, if I come in and I start my membership in June, there's somebody who started in January.
Membership, I know she's gonna get that separate, but what I'm saying, the people that go in, like today, I feel like going to go play golf. I'm gonna pay $10 or $15, whatever it is. This is the type of message that people.
That shows up on the report.
It's there on the report.
It's on their report.
Okay.
I don't understand what you're looking for, Commissioner. I mean,
The
understand,
total amount,
it's on the report.
It's on the report.
but it's individual, I mean, there's, you gotta look, thumb through all of them. All you gotta put is fees for
Jesus.
September, $600, fees for November, $500, $200, whatever.
If you look at the end of the day report, it'll say the membership right there. It's $3,618.88, what came in for the month of September. And those are our memberships.
Yeah, those are members, I understand, but what I'm looking for is the people that go in, like, just one weekend.
Okay, so.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. So then you go down to where it says if they got a full cart on the bottom, and that one was $3,702.49. It's already there.
All of these people that are here together, it goes to $700, right? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, what I'm trying to tell you is that the ones that are members are way up here. The ones that says full card, those are the ones that come in like on a day-to-day basis. So that's separate from the membership. That's like if you wanted to go golf today, then I'm gonna charge you a full card plus the green fees. So that is right there for the whole month of September.
So in other words, they pay for the whole month.
No, sir. No, they don't pay for the whole month. It just depends. Like I had hunters that came in the weekend. They come whenever they come, do a hunt. And they get charged when they come. They're not members. So that's where you're gonna see there where it says full card.
Commissioner, at any time, if you want to visit with Ms. Jaime at the golf course, she can explain it to you, like, detail. I think it'd be easier that way. Because it seems like getting confused right now.
What?
We're getting confused right now because she's thinking one thing, you're thinking another. You can go by and she can explain it to you at any time. Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner, actually there was a motion already, Commissioner Battery motioned it and Alonso Carmona already. This is discussion. Is there any other discussion?
Nope.
No other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Hyman. 2.13, discussion and appropriate action, approval to purchase one new truck for the Landfield Road and Bridge Precinct 4.
So move.
Excuse me.
So move.
I got a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Uranda.
Judge, these two items on the back of the CO, I had surgery last week on my
On your teeth.
and I was gonna get them in my budget, but since I wasn't here, it was tabled for this, I'm gonna have to buy them with the COs.
Seals.
And I wanted to let you guys know if we could purchase the number 3, because that one is 5-door and it's a 4-door. The other one is a 2-door and they're not 5-door. I know the other two are cheaper, like $3,000 cheaper, but I'm asking
So you're going with gun
with gun, since it's 5-door.
number. I'm good.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, discussion and appropriate action, approval for Road and Bridge 4 to purchase a lowboy trailer. This is for the landfill, Commissioner, or for your precinct?
For my
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any discussion?
I'm gonna make sure, I emailed them, I didn't bring my phone today, to make sure that it's a 3 axle, because we need 3 axle instead of 2, just 2 for sure, it's a 3.
So you have two quotes. Which one are you asking for it to be approved?
The top of
Brother.
Yes.
The Bruckners? That's going to be out of your CO as well, Commissioner? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any other discussion? Motion carries. I'm going to recall 2:15. Mr. Hell advised that he would be here momentarily. 2.16, discussion appropriate action, approval of interlocal agreement between the Dimmit County and City of Carrizo. I'm going to entertain a motion to table. We are pretty much done with that, Commissioner. We did discuss, as requested, in regards to the fee for housing an inmate on behalf of the City of Carrizo. We did discuss with the City of Carrizo, and they are in agreement. We're just trying to get the proper language on the interlocal agreement so that they can sign it, and then we have it before Commissioner's Court. So I'm going to entertain a motion to table.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. 2.17, discussion and appropriate action, renewal for Pitney Bowes contract for County Treasurer's Office.
This is for our postage meter in our office, so we can send out the mail to pay all the bills and everything. The only thing I do want to note that it is more expensive than the last contract, but that's because we're getting a new updated machine. So there's a higher cost with it. Because our current one it's out of date, basically.
Any questions? Do you-
For 5 years, Mr. Ortiz?
Yes.
Mr. Oak, does you know what the previous number amount was?
I don't, but I had asked, well, for this current budget we're in, I did request the amount, so
Okay,
it could be the same.
Okay, perfect. Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Uranda, second by Commissioner Noguera. Any other discussion? All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. Discussion 2.18, discussion and appropriate action, approval to amend the personnel policy to prohibit social media and disaster leave for military.
I had a meeting with our HR consultant the beginning of September, and these were a couple of the things that she noted that we should add to our policy. One was directly related to a House bill that was back in the summer. It basically says that you can't have TikTok on the county technology. And then the other one for the military is basically if there ever is like a disaster, the people who are reserves, they get an additional, I believe it says 10 days on there to report to that. But that also comes from the federal government.
Did we have 7 days for it or 10 on our previous one?
Currently, there's 15, but this is an additional 10, but only can be used for the disaster. Because the other 15 are for like trainings and stuff like that.
Any other questions?
So you want to add 10 more?
Yeah, they're 10 separate days, meant give for a different purpose.
I'm asking because this one says 7, so I just want to make sure.
Oh, sorry, I didn't bring that with me.
Yeah, it says 7.
Oh, it is 7, sorry, it's 7, That's the sample that TAC had given me.
So it is 7.
Yes, it is 7.
So they would only be able to utilize these 7 for this specific purpose?
Yes.
They wouldn't be able to take 17 in total?
No.
Mr. Ortiz, social media, you said TikTok only or?
It was basically related to the TikTok. That bill, I think I attached the bill as the backup.
On this training that we make, is it accounting for, I mean, that the elected officials to have a social media page to report what they're doing.
We,
yes.
we
But
can.
I'm just trying to clarify that TikTok. so-
It was mainly focused towards TikTok.
Okay.
Correct.
'Cause it
Yeah,
is-
If you look on page, or on the third one, Commissioner Carmona, this law that was passed this last legislative session specifically says for the TikTok, but yes, we're allowed, elected officials are allowed to have a informational page on like Facebook so that you can give information as to what you're doing or keeping your constituents informed. But this particular one is just a language for TikTok, on the third one. Behind you. The other one, Commissioner, behind all of those. The last one. That one. It has specifically what the covered application means and for social media, and it's in particular for TikTok.
The reason I ask is because we just said social media. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any other discussion?
Judge, can I throw in a little information, since we're talking about the social media? You know, on the last day, I believe it was, that we were at a conference, the young man there told us that if somebody comes and asks for information and all that, and they come into the courthouse, if we don't have nothing posted, they can go ahead and do it. So we need to, later on, put restricted so they know it's other.
You're talking about for them to come in here and record?
Yeah, and because if there's no, they legally can do it.
They can,
But on the, if you got a door closed, they cannot force you to open it.
correct, that's
So I
correct.
was thinking, I saw some videos of one guy getting upset, and he tried to get the reporter's camera, and that's assault, and they filed on the commissioner. So
Juan Carmona? Oh.
that's the way I react sometimes.
Oh, I was gonna say.
And I was just wondering, maybe we ought to bring Ted so they can explain to all the elected officials and the employees how to react, because a lot of us react different, but now that I know we can't touch them or argue with them, you know, it's very
We
good
can-
for them to do it, because
You don't even touch them with your finger like
Yeah.
that's assault.
it's assault and that can remove you from all sorts.
Correct. I'll get with Mr. Ortiz and we can get with HR from TAC to maybe have a meeting set up for elected
Yes.
officials regarding, because that happened a lot in Uvalde. After the shootings, they were going to the courthouses and they would put the camera in your face and ask for questions.
Right,
So-
and they call it,
It's the,
audit, social media audit or something.
First Amendment audits.
First-
Yeah,
correct,
yeah,
First
there you go.
Amendment.
First Amendment audit, there you go. But
Correct.
we need to teach our, well, not teach them, let them know, even an employee, if they touch them, they can file on them, that's the comment. So we need to let everybody know not to do that.
we can get together, Oscar, so that we can get with either Patel or Mr., what's his name?
Well, the HR consultant, that's,
The one with the little hat? Victor, thank you.
yeah,
Yes, we're Victor.
risk management.
Yes, so that we can set up a meeting for Dimmit County in regards to how to react to those, yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Ortiz.
Thank you.
2.19, discussion and appropriate action. Approval for tax assessor Mary Sandoval and Chief Deputy Lizette Perez to attend the 41st Annual V.G. Young School of Tax Assessors Collectors in November 14, 16 to 2023 in Waco, Texas.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second. Second.
second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. 2.2, discussion and appropriate action, approval for County Auditor Carlos Pereira to attend the County Auditors Conference, October 16th through the 20th in South Padre.
Your travel? Your travel? Don't have copies of.
We don't have your PO or anything. Your backup.
Here in the folder, Judge, is in Sandoval.
No, we have Ms. Sandoval's, we're talking about Mr. Pereira's.
Both of them.
One is here.
Yes, we have that, but I think Commissioner Rubalcaba, you're asking for what in specific?
The travel. When is he leaving?
It's
This is Waco.
Motion to table till we get it. I'm serious.
I have a motion to table. I think what Commissioner Noguera
What's requesting is your hotel, because we don't have your hotel, we just have your agenda, the agenda. Is that correct, Commissioner?
No, I said till we found it, but we found it. The hotel's here.
The agenda's here.
Where, do you have the hotel? I don't have the hotel. The other hotel's for Ms. Sandoval. We're just missing the hotel, Mr. Pereira. Let's see.
It's in the room. But
I don't have it. Where
we
is
don't
it?
have it. There's something here and something.
Let me see. Where's the hotel?
No, the hotel,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, we don't have the hotel. Are you still asking to be tabled?
It's here. I mean, I have the backup. We just need the hotel. We can provide the hotel.
Yeah, I entertain a motion.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Uranda. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Make sure you submit the hotel, Mr. Pereira. 3.1, discussion and appropriate action, jail status and sheriff's report. Thank you. Do we have a sheriff's report?
I put the citation on.
I thought I saw it, but yes, it's over here. Thank you. I was looking for it anyway. Thank you, Sheriff. It was separate.
What's y'all's new format?
From the RMS, yes, it's straight up from the RMS.
I don't know about the rest, but I don't need this.
Which was that?
I don't need to know who got arrested.
Okay,
I don't need it.
I can get one that just shows how many arrests were
Yeah,
made.
please. I don't need to know.
This one's the one that gets sent to my office, but I need it because I need it for county court,
Yes.
for bonds and stuff. Any questions?
Sheriff, your traffic officers are doing good?
They're doing good, it's just their ticket counts are low, I think Dazan, they don't have all of his entered, but we've been using them on transports and bailiffs also, when we have the extra duty of courts, we've been using them, so slowly we're hiring more personnel in the jail. Once I get that, I won't need them for the transports anymore. Needles and street traffic, and I'm still waiting for that one traffic officer to come in.
Is he coming in?
He said it would be by this month. He said it would be by this month. Also, Judge, we're able to get some of that money from the Stone Garden, do a frag, sitting a little bit, do a frag order. I was trying to get 2 Durangos, we need vehicles, but they asked if we consider getting a transport van and a Durango. So they approved it, and we should be getting the money transferred to have a new transport van and.
Great.
Durango. I didn't want to say no to the transport van.
Yeah, 'cause we
do
need it.
We do need that.
Whatever happened with the OLS?
So OLS, we should be getting the award letter this week. I hope we're gonna get it.
Also, on that meeting in California, I was put on the board there for the Texas Border Coalition.
Coalition of Sheriffs, awesome. Other questions?
Sheriff, can your new software do the report for the city, the citations for the city?
Yes, actually, I didn't have it in the city. I'll double check, because I can run the city ordinance, but it showed nothing entered, so I don't believe they have anything entered. Not for to print that report out.
Thanks.
Mhm.
Maybe you just include it on it.
I'll double check right now, but I was checking before I came over, and it says 0 entry, so there shouldn't be anything on it.
Thank you.
Other questions? I entertain a motion for the jail status and the sheriff's report. Any questions for the jail?
And everything up and running good at the job?
the padded cell door.
We're still low on the US Marshal.
If we do get the OLS approved, then I'm gonna transfer the OLS inmates to the OLS, that way we don't have more.
I thought we were already doing that.
No, we're not part of the OLS yet.
I thought we signed that letter with Captain Betancourt. He told me that they sent it to your office to sign it.
It was signed, I know I signed it, but it should have been returned.
So, yeah, because we should be doing that already.
I was under the impression that we couldn't do it until we were part of it.
No, we can do it
We'll
already.
double check with them, we'll double check if we can. And we'll-
No, we can do it already simply because the district attorney's office is doing the smuggling cases, and because Dimmit County provides aid to government to the district attorney's office, that's how we were able to sign it with DPS.
Because it's been, like right now, these days, we've been getting 2 or 3 a day.
And I saw that. No, you guys should be able to, I thought, I discussed it with you, Ms. Montes, that y'all guys should be able to send them out already, because we signed that document, remember, that I sent to Monica? So, I can follow up, maybe we can do a conference call with DPS, so that they can advise the jail how to get them out from our county into their units.
I know they'll really just it's better send an email with all their paperwork, that way they can look at it, and if there's nothing, they'll just say bring them over, because if they get over there with the inmate, something's missing, they're gonna send them back.
Yeah, we can do that. Let me get my staff to get with your staff so we can set up a conference with DPS and Ms. Montes and yourself, and so that we can get those inmates to the destination that they need to, so they can open up space for the marshals.
Sure, thank you for assisting us in Diamond H. We'll be working on Palo Blanco, so we'll need some help there too.
Chair, there's still people burning, and I don't see.
I'll check on the citations, the guys know that you need to burn within the county to issue citations, I don't want any warnings up there, make sure they issue citations.
Because I've got several calls and sent somebody out there. All I hear is they turned it off.
I'll double check on all of these.
Other questions regarding the jail?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
You guys attended?
Yes. Do you have a Commissioner? Thank you. On the 2.21 addendum to discussion and appropriate action approval to nominate candidates by resolution to the Central Appraisal District Board of Directors. I'll entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Urenda. Any discussion? All in favor? We're putting myself and Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Yes. Yes, it's on the resolution. Yes, ma'am. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection?
I vote aye for the judge and abstain from
Okay. Did you get that, Mr. Garcia?
just in case.
Yes, no. Motion carries. I have the 4.1 financial claim docket.
It's been
gonna look a little different because we had to actually, because the system was down for a whole week, we actually had to do part of what we already entered through the end of the year, and then everything else that we did for last week, we actually had to do it on an Excel spreadsheet. So that's why you're gonna see it a little different, but this is the claim document. Because we wouldn't have, we just got the system going up yesterday late afternoon, and so we wouldn't have had time to enter all the information this week.
On the general fund, $570,967.69. Dimmit County Airport, $42.15. Dimmit County Golf Course, $10,767.64. Law Library, $302. Courthouse Security, $3,123.90. Records Management County Clerk, $1,030.61. Utilities, $37,655.40. Equitable sharing forfeiture and seizures, $6,720. Rodeo Arena, $60. Stone Garden, $41,461.04. Dimmit County payroll, $315,836.46. COs 2018, $959.17. COs 2020, $3,750. COs 2021, $903,077.50 for a grand total of $1,895,753.56.
Motion to approve. Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Commissioner Alonso Carmona, excuse me.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. I think so. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. I'm going to entertain a motion to recess.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Urenda. The court's going to recess till 11:30. Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Chris?
1.3, approval of minutes of regular meeting of September 25th, 2023.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. 2.1, discussion and appropriate action, new business.
Judge, you know, when it rains, it pours. We had a major water leak last week when we were here, when I wasn't here. And we had to get emergency stuff going, so I believe I called you and Mr. Gonzalez just to let you all know that I was out there with the water leak. And it was quite expensive, but it seems like we're on the right path again. And
You were able to resolve it?
but we need to order two valves close and open the water, I think that's what messed it all up. And, we need to, put it above ground. The, backflow, valves are underground right now. So, there still be a little expense to pay, but once we correct it, we should be ready to go and not spending more money on these backflows. Also, some of the air conditioners went out, but it wasn't a breakdown. It was, those things are, they're automatic, fire extinguishers. And if the, air conditioner, gets some, what do you call that, like dust, heavy particles, it automatically shuts off all the air conditioners, it gets a fire. So that's what happened, and we had, well, I didn't, but that meant that the gentleman working for us is they went ahead and cleaned the filters and reset everything, so hopefully we're ready to go.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Rubalcaba, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion? All in favor? Any objection? Motion carries. The claim, 3.1 claim docket for the public facilities is $3,303.57.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner, who was second? Commissioner Odena. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to recess and adjourn the public facilities meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. And we will be in recess for the regular Commissioners Court meeting. Recess of the regular Commissioners Court meeting.
Point.
2.15, discussion and appropriate action, approval to accept the Dimmit County landfill construction by A.E. Hitler and Sons as complete and authorize the county judge to execute construction completion documents, including but not limited to final estimate, change order if required, certification of construction completion. Thank you. Can you hear me? Mr. Hale?
Good morning, Judge. Court, Dan Hale with Hale and Associates. Sorry for being tardy this morning. I apologize. I have been coordinating with Commissioner Rubalcaba and Mr. Hiller. Chris, I think Chris is in the audience. Yep. On the closure of the construction portion of the project. The last time I did a pretty substantial completion walkthrough with the commissioner was a couple months ago, give or take. And I believe Chris has completed all those particular items. They were not very numerous at the time. The last I heard, we had a allowance item, judge and commissioners, built into the project by the architect. And that allowance item was for furniture and fixtures, which at this time I believe Chris has already met with Commissioner Rubalcaba and they've gone through that list. I think some of the furniture and fixtures have been installed. Is that correct, Chris?
Yes.
Okay. And the others are forthcoming. What?
You can come forward, Chris.
Thank you. So, let you introduce yourself and do
Judge, Commissioners, Christopher Hiller. We have pretty much some furniture already there.
The rest of this office was bringing and installing is basically all we need. So this was just stuff that, like I said, it was through their allowance that they were able to put in furnishings. So there's no major items spending on the contract itself. So Judge in court, back last year we had met and talked with the previous court. That one?
Markey.
Yes, please. Good night, Frank. And at the time, we had talked to Chris Kazavias. I think they used to call him elephant in the room, gorilla in the room. There's been a discussion about liquidated damages and whether there should be an assessment of that. I'm not really here today to discuss that. I think that's something that if the county wants to pursue, that it ought to be maybe through a mediation type settlement with the contractor. What I'm really here today is to test the fact that the landfill appears to be ready to be open. Now, we cannot open it until we call for what's called a TCQ pre-inspection. And we were hoping that we get all the construction improvements substantially completed and move down the road a little bit. The commissioner was looking at trying to capitalize some equipment for the landfill, and I think the county's been doing that. It takes up to 30 days to be able to get that inspection done. Now, they could do it quicker. It's probably going to be some representatives from TCQ, from one or two from Laredo, maybe a couple from the Austin office, I do not know. But I would be happy to call for that pre-inspection from TCQ and set up a schedule pending your decision here today on how you want to proceed forward. When we last talked to Chris about the issues of liquidated damages, it was last year sometime, some of you may recall, Chris had agreed to do, I think it was in the order of about $20,000 worth of additional work at the landfill and compensation for that time when we talked about it, which that work has been done. Of course, time has passed since that time that we had that discussion. I believe it was towards the end of last year. If we go back and look at the meeting minutes, I haven't studied that. My goal is that this project has been a long, like a marathon. They usually are. We started working on the landfill project probably 5 or 6 years ago when we started looking for sites. And we went through 3 or 4 sites. Some of you all remember the time it took to get to this particular site. And then we had to obviously go through the permit phase, which we did successfully. So I anticipate that the service life of this landfill will be in excess of 50 years, especially at the current deposition rate. I know today we're not here to have that discussion, but prospectively the work appears to be substantially completed. I think the remaining furniture and fixtures are something we don't have to have in there when the TCQ makes the inspection. Commissioner and I were talking about the landfill gas monitoring probe. That's in the site operating plan, but we're working on that. We found a supplier out of the Dilly area, and my understanding with them is they're looking for us in direction on some of the test equipment to order. I'd prefer to coordinate when it is time and you all have hired your operator to coordinate with that person. It's kind of like everybody in the precinct has their preferences for vehicles they drive, equipment they use, whether it's Caterpillar, Case, etc. A lot of operators may have their own opinion about what works for them. But that's a minor piece of equipment, and I don't expect this landfill to be generating any kind of methane gas for years to come. It takes a lot of time and a lot of trash. So as far as the landfill being ready to be operational, I think it's there. We need to have the pre-opening inspection called for by TCQ and conduct that. As I alluded to, they reserve the right to take up to 30 days to schedule that inspection. Usually when we opened the one up in Zavala and Maverick County, it was usually 3 or 4 people. They just did a ride around. They looked for the permit documents over at the facility in Zavala. They didn't have the money to build a nice little administration building. I suspect that we'll be able to keep a copy there electronically and hard copy. And that's all I have for now. But I'll be glad to field any questions that the board may
Dan,
have.
can you remind the court that, I know the judges do, that the landfill is only strictly for county, it's not for the public?
It is permitted, yeah, it is permitted so that in the future you can use it for public use. We did that to allow the maximum flexibility in operation of the landfill for future years. The original intent, based on the court at the time, was to use it for the 600, plus or minus 600, 700 customers that we currently serve. And that was the intended purpose.
What's the permit tonnage?
It's 20 tons per day average, but that's an average day, so it's 7,300 tons. So let's say, for instance, if we have a day where we take 25 tons, TCQ is not going to have an issue with that as long as we're processing it correctly. All they're looking at is an average of 20 tons per day over the 365 days. So, for instance, I think we average 3.5 days a week, right, Commissioner?
We average all week,
Yeah. So
but we only have three trucks running 3 days, and we have one truck that runs all week.
Right. So when we wrote the permit, and in the permit application, we were required to provide narrative on what the county's waste collection and management practices were. So whatever it is that y'all are currently doing, if it hasn't changed substantially from when you did, that's what it is. So I'm not sure, I think Zavala takes public trash. Of course, Maverick takes people past trash.
So just to clarify, the certification that you guys got it for, it is permissible to use for the public. However, that was a decision that was made by the previous court not to use it for the public. Is that correct?
Absolutely. However, in the permit, it'll be up to the court to decide how you all want to manage in terms of allowing the public access to it or not. I think that the thought process was that if ever the city of Carrizo Springs and whenever their landfill comes to capacity, that if the county is the only game in town, so to speak, then perhaps the county might change their practices to do that. That was what I understand. But for now, the previous court said we're just going to pick up trash from our customers and bring it to the landfill. So we were anticipating 3.5 days a week.
So the trash, the disposal for the sanitation department, you average how many tons per day?
If you, if you do it on an annual average, Commissioner, I think it's only about 5 to 6 tons per day.
Pretty good.
Yes, and there may be days where you...
So it won't affect it like when we have to go through brush and stuff? Okay.
We're allowed to go brush.
Okay.
Yes, you're full-blown type 1, but arid exempt. Arid exempt is 20 tons per day, but you could throw, other than hazardous waste and industrial waste, but you can throw regular municipal solid waste, including brush.
Okay, you just threw a curve. You say 20 tons a day, and then you say only 5 tons a day?
No, sir, we were averaging only about 5 or 6 tons a day, our current use, but we're permitted up to 20 tons a day.
Oh, that's what we done.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I was gonna ask Commissioner Rubalcaba and the judge, since they're the ones that are taking care of this, what happened to helping big wells in Arlington whenever they need it?
That's still in place, we're gonna assist.
Okay.
But I
Because when we
just
say
wanna-
just,
No, I wanna let the public know that this landfill was built for us, because we were spending, Judge, over $100,000 to go to El Indio and the landfill here, because we pay the landfill here to dump our trash, the county trash. So we decided, okay, well, let's build the landfill for our county use, which is for the trash trucks, for the trash pickups. And it keeps increasing. We have people in the waiting list for trash bins and all that. So that's why the landfill was built for that, so we can.
To service the constituents that our county constituents have paid for.
And then we had decided, or we had spoken about it before, that maybe we could get together and say, I know the city loves us, we can assist the city, or like they say, for instance, Catarinas, we can have it once a year or twice a year where we can pick up their trash, or their brush, and come through it for free, just like the city does it. But we haven't decided, we haven't brought that up yet. So yeah, we can assist trash and vehicles.
And Judge and Court, you have a wide range of permissible hours of operation as well as days of the week. Normally, on a normal, say, for instance, in Maverick County, they start usually within 30 minutes of sun up, and then they stop the trash collection about 30 minutes to an hour before sundown because, as per rules, you're required to cover it. So you got to have time for your equipment, unless, of course, you got a lead landfill, which is a different situation. If it's an emergency, when we worked in Maverick and they had a tornado in Rosita Valley, or is it, I can't remember where it hit. It hit a couple of different locations. Yes, remember that one. We were able to get permission from TCQ to expand the hours of the operation of the landfill. And it's really here to serve the community as you've all deemed fit.
Dan,
Yes, sir.
what we're going to approve is just the landfill being accepted. And the other part that we have pending, how we're going to handle that?
By pending which part?
He means for the delay of opening for the delay of the completion, the penalties.
Yeah, I would suggest if you all want to consider or entertain liquidated damages, that it would be a good idea to maybe get or authorize the judge and the commissioner to have a sit-down discussion. And usually the first phase is a discussion with potential mediation, if necessary, to discuss what the damages might have been to the county as a result of the delay of the opening landfill. And then I would...
Well, because I think there's a clause in the contract that stipulates that if it wasn't open at a certain time,
Yes, ma'am.
then there would be...
Yes, Joe. There is, yes.
That's what you're talking
And
about.
when it goes to attorneys, I've been involved in some mediations for liquidated damages. It is good to talk to whoever you guys might use in terms of assistance with that, if it's a legal counsel, and advise yourselves on that.
The reason I'm asking, I think I heard you say that they had done some extra work.
Yes,
on
sir.
the landfill?
Yes.
And when did we approve that?
That was last year, and I'd have to go back to my notes as far as when we had the discussion about liquidated damages at the time. I think it was possibly in September, October of last year, and then I believe the agreement was to try to finish in January of this year, which obviously didn't happen. But I'll have to go back and look at the meeting minutes of that meeting. I did not unearth that document and take a look at it.
But what was the work that was done then?
Yes, sir. Well, there were several. One was there was a part of the perimeter access road that the judge and at the time Daniel wanted to put some concrete on it. They were concerned about the potential for washout, so we included that in there. There was some additional rock riprap on the head walls that they wanted to extend beyond the existing culverts. Let's see. There was some adjustments that they wanted to make at the entrance into the highway. And then there was, let's see, what was the other one? Oh, there was a swale that we originally called for being a dirt swale from the gate to go a certain distance to get into the concrete perimeter channel. And the judge and Daniel and I talked about it, and we thought that'd be good if we could put that in concrete. So those were I was trying to keep a list of those things as they were moving forward. It was about, I think it amounted to about, we had about 17. It amounted to about $20,000, I think, worth of work. That's what it amounted to.
There was also a discount.
Okay. What is there a change to
Price
the,
for it, so.
Sir?
wasn't there a change to the entry gate?
At the time, well, when the entrance gate was put together, we actually asked the architect to work with the judge and Daniel on it because they wanted a particular look over there. And I think what it was some feathering out of some additional flexible base material. It was some minor, it's about $3,000 or $4,000 worth of change.
Dana, just to clarify, when you say judge and Daniel, you mean the previous judge and Daniel
Yes,
Estrada?
yes. Right.
Okay.
Right. Because at the time, the judge and Daniel were kind of managing the landfill with us in terms of the site oversight. So it wasn't a major thing. It was just, this is about a $3.3 million contract, so that would be less than 1%, 0.1%, something like that. So actually having, the good thing, I think, obviously we didn't want it to be this late coming in, but on a project of this magnitude, it's usually you can be thankful that you keep the project within about 3% price range. Usually I tell clients on existing conditions where you don't know what you're going to expect, go into it with about 5 to 8% contingency. In this case, we had about a 3 to 5% contingency. It was about 150. But fortunately, there wasn't any other requests for changes during the construction. So that was a good thing. Sometimes you've got to try to recognize the good things in the project of this magnitude. The judge and court, I'll be glad to answer any questions additional to what we've done. Again, I do apologize for being tardy.
So again, just for clarification purposes for the court, this is to accept the completion of the landfill. However, it will not be open for operation until we get the permit from TCEQ, correct?
We have the permit, Judge. What we need to call for is officially a pre-opening inspection from TCEQ, and I think we're ready for that to happen. I just need the direction from you all. You can, obviously, if you're the client, you're the owner, you can do it yourself. The permit's in place, the process is there. Having seen a number of arid exempt landfills and been to them, I think the county should be very proud of what they've done on this landfill. I know it's a bit tardy getting on board. I would certainly encourage y'all to consider allowing me or the commissioner to call for the TCEQ pre-opening inspection. As I said, it takes up to 30 days. Chris's firm has submitted their 2 last payouts. One payout, number 11, is for 100%. Payout number 12 is for the retainer. You're still retaining 10%. By contract, you could have reduced that to 5%, but you're still retaining 10% of this total volume of this contract, which is over $300,000. So that is usually most general conditions allow for past the 50% stage that on the remaining item of work, you go to 0 on the retainage, you keep 10% on the first part. We kept 10% throughout this job.
And this vote will not put the county at a position that's we're conceding or stipulating to passing the damages for not having it open on time, correct? Just to clarify it, because that's what was your question, right, Commissioner Moore?
I'm not your attorney, but I can say that you.
Well, I guess what I'll do is I'll put it on the record.
Yes.
I'll put that on the record
Okay.
for purposes of the Commissioner's Court.
Yes.
Is that we're approving to the completion. However, we're not conceding or stipulating that we are going to waive any damages or fees that were as per the clause on the contract.
Then you can bring it back and we'll discuss it.
Well, no, we have to get with our attorneys to see what the best way is, and then we'll come back before the court.
Well, since, did you all get paid for that extra work you all did? No? So that would be a wash then, right?
Well, I mean, we went ahead and performed it, and apparently it was on the agreement that would be washed out, but.
I'm sorry,
I said it was under the agreement that it would be washed out for us providing the work ahead of time and doing it, but, you know, it's, I guess that ultimately y'all's choice.
But it's you're gonna charge us $20,000 and it was the original price, but we haven't paid it, so whatever you owe us, it would be, it'll amount to the same thing, correct?
Yes.
No, it's not. That's not how it's on the clause of the contract.
No, I understand, but he's gonna pay us whatever, and then we have to pay him for the extra work. That's what I'm saying.
He's not paying us anything.
Huh?
He's not paying us anything. They did that extra work that the previous Judge Ponce and Danny had agreed to with Mr. Hell. That's what he just advised.
Right, but we haven't paid for it.
I believe at the time, the liquidated damages in the contract was $900 per day.
Correct.
I believe at the time we had discussion last year around this time, we talked about assessing 22 days, which amounted to right at $20,000. And that's why we're at that $20,000 discussion now. And then we decided that there were some other things that would enhance the project. And while he was out there pouring concrete for his perimeter channels, we thought that might also be a good time to get this additional concrete installed. and it would lessen the future operation and maintenance of the county. So and those kind of decision-making practices happen on many of my jobs. I've been doing this over 40 years, and if it's a major item, you usually do come back. If it's 2, 3%, 4%, but those are just kind of what I call value engineering items, and it was agreed on as to what the dollar amount would be. And then I think we did take it to court. I'd have to go back and look, Judge. I think it was in September, October last year when we did, but I'll have to go back and look at my files to see when that took place. But it was 22 days at $900 a day. At that time, it was about 20 grand.
Other questions? I entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any other discussion?
Judge, I would like for Mr. Daniel to call TCQ and explain to them that we're ready for them to come and do the inspection.
I can do that, Judge. Commissioner.
We're going to amend the motion, Mr. Garcia, to reflect that the court is requesting that Mr. Hell contact for that
Pre-opening.
pre-opening inspection.
Yes, ma'am.
And that motion is amended and made by Commissioner Noguera. Commissioner Juan, are you seconding?
Yes, ma'am.
Second the motion. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Court.
Commissioner.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Urenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.